Everyone's life journey is unique, and sometimes that includes leaving one religion and becoming a devout follower of another one. In this episode, we're looking at 10 Muslim scholars who joined Islam after Christianity. Welcome back, guys, to another FTD Facts episode. My name is Leroy Kenton, and one thing to mention before I jump into this episode is that for the most part, when I refer to Christianity, I'll be referring to it in the general sense, and also Islam, I'll be referring to that in the general sense as well. I won't always be mentioning the specific branch or the school of thought of these two religions. But with that said, let's jump into this episode. Starting at number 10, we have Bilal Philips. Dr. Abu Amina Bilal Philips is a Jamaican-Canadian Islamic scholar who converted to Islam in the early 70s. Shortly after becoming a Muslim, he then began a journey to seek Islamic knowledge. That journey then took him to Saudi Arabia, where he completed a bachelor's in arts in Islamic studies in Medina and also an MA in Islamic theology in Riyadh. Then he went to the University of Wales, UK, where he completed a PhD in Islamic theology in the early 1990s.
When you look at the consequences, besides the fabrication of hadith,
Number 9 brings us Yusuf Estes. Sheikh Yusuf Estes is an American Muslim preacher as well as a teacher, and he had converted from Christianity to Islam in the year 1991. And this was after meeting a Muslim man when he was in Egypt. He was a Muslim chaplain for the United States Bureau of Prisons from 1994 up until the year 2000. And also he was a Muslim delegate to the United Nations World Peace Conference for Religious Leaders that was held at the UN in September 2000. Now what he does is he works to share the religion of Islam, as well as he hopes to share the correct message with the youth, new Muslims, as well as others in very simple English terms. He also tries to make the religion of Islam as well as the Quran as understandable as possible.
All of us are susceptible to people telling us stuff from the time we're born. We don't know. I'm a little kid, I'm born and I come into the world and people start telling me stuff. Who's the person I'm going to trust the very most?
Khalid Yasin is next. Sheikh Khalid Yasin is what is known as a da'i, and this is basically somebody who speaks publicly about the Islamic faith in order to really inspire the spiritual and moral conscience of the listeners, or also to just educate and inform people about the Islamic faith. He was born in Brooklyn, New York, and he learned to speak about inequality. Now, he grew up in foster homes from the age of 3, along with some of his siblings up until the age of 15 years old. He describes each of these foster homes as having a different Christian denomination, so he actually covered a lot of different denominations of Christianity growing up. Prior to his conversion to Islam, he was a gang member as well, and he converted to Islam in the year 1965.
God sent a prophet from among the Bani Israel. All the prophets came from a designated group of people.
The scholar at number 7 is Yusha Evans. Now, this man, Yusha Evans, was born and raised in Greenville, South Carolina in the United States into a very conservative Christian family. Now, during his early teens, he was really involved in the church, and that church is called Young Life, which is a non-denominational organization centered around the youth, and he actually had intentions of becoming a preacher. But later he converted to the religion of Islam in December of 1998, and Yusha, which comes from the name Joshua, he currently travels all around the world as a lecturer as well as a caller to Islam, and he also teaches workshops depending on where he is in different parts of the world.
Muslims, who I thought were the worst people on earth, could have the right religion. That was just something my brain was not ready to comprehend.
Hamza Yusuf is at number 6. Hamza Yusuf was born as Mark Hansen in Washington, and he grew up as a Greek Orthodox Christian. Now, in the year 1977, after a near-death experience in a car accident and then reading the Quran for himself, he converted from Christianity to Islam. Sheikh Hamza Yusuf, he spent 2 decades studying with the scholars over in the Middle East as well as different parts of Africa. And after returning to the United States, Sheikh Hamza Yusuf, he co-founded what is known as the Zaytuna College. And this is America's first accredited Muslim liberal arts college, and it's based in California. All right, everybody, so we just saw 5 scholars that were Christian and then converted to Islam. We have 5 more to go, but before we get into those, be sure to leave a like on this episode. It really helps support our FTD Facts episodes. It helps more people see them. And also, if this is your first time here to the channel, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. That way you'll be notified of our daily episodes. You get to learn every single day about our world, the different cultures, countries, people, religions. So if those topics interest you, be sure to stick around here at FTD Facts and join us on our road to 1 million subscribers and beyond. All right, guys, so let's get back into this episode. At number 5, we have the scholar Abdur Rahim Green. Abdur Rahim Green was born in 1962 in Tanzania to a British father and a Polish mother, and he grew up as a Roman Catholic. Now, fast forward to the year 1987, after struggling with his Roman Catholic upbringing, as well as also practicing Buddhism for a short time, believe it or not, Abdur Rahim Green, he began his journey to Islam, and he officially converted in the year 1988. He soon became a regular at the Popular Speaker's Corner in Hyde Park over in London, and that's where he practiced Dawah, which is a call to Islam, and that was done on a regular basis.
Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he is Khatam al-Nabiyyin. He is the seal of the messengers. So that responsibility falls upon us.
Scholar number 4 is Hamza Andreas Sortsiz, and he's a Muslim convert of Greek descent, as well as he's the author of The Divine Reality, God, Islam, and the Mirage of Atheism. He's a well-known public speaker as well as an instructor, and he has a master's and a postgraduate certificate in philosophy from the University of London. Hamza has studied Islamic thought and theology under qualified scholars, and he's delivered various different workshops as well as different courses and an accredited diploma course on topics related to Islamic thought as well as Islamic philosophy. Almost at the end of this episode, number 3 brings us Suhaib Webb. Now, Suhaib Webb was born William Webb into a Christian family, and his grandfather was also a Christian preacher. But as time went on, before he converted to Islam and long before he was considered a Muslim cleric actually, Imam Suhaib Webb lost complete interest in any religion. He became a street gangster, specifically a member of the Bloods gang, and he also became a hip-hop DJ and a producer. But after converting to Islam, he founded SWIS, which stands for the Suhaib Webb Institute of Sacred Sciences. And this, by the way, is an Islamic educational experience that uses multiple teaching methods in a structured curriculum so that people can build their Islamic literacy. Only 2 more scholars to look at, and number 2 brings us Dr. Lawrence B. Brown. Born as a Christian American up until his conversion to Islam in April of 1994, Dr. Brown was definitely somebody that anyone looking in would say like, well, yeah, he's living the stereotypical American dream. He's a graduate from 2 Ivy League universities, and he also served as a respected ophthalmologist in the United States Air Force for 8 years. Now, after a personal miracle where his daughter's life was saved, Dr. Brown changed his focus to religious studies, and he ended up in the religion of Islam. And finally, our scholar number 1 in this episode is Nuha Mim Keller. He's an Islamic scholar, teacher, as well as an author. Nuha Mim Keller studied philosophy and Arabic at the University of Chicago and the University of California, Los Angeles. He converted to Islam from Roman Catholicism in the year 1977. Now, on top of teaching Sufism, which is like the spiritual inner dimension of Islam, he has also written several books and articles on a wide range of subjects. And probably one of the most prominent of his works to this very date is The Reliance of the Traveler. And by the way, that's an annotated English translation of the Umdat al-Salik, which is a Shafi'i legal work by Ahmad ibn Naqib al-Misri. It contains over 6,000 legal rulings, as well as it was the first English translation of an Islamic legal work to be certified by the Al-Azhar University. Alright guys, so that's it for me. That's all I have for you in this episode. This was a look at 10 Muslim scholars that left the religion of Christianity. Really hope you guys found this video insightful, informative, and be sure to let me know your thoughts and comments down below. And again, this video isn't to talk down to any religion or or any religious belief for that matter, but rather we just wanted to highlight some individuals who changed their religions as they continue to study more and more. We've done a video similar to this with Muslims who left and joined Christianity, so I'll probably have that as an annotation at the end screen of this episode if you missed that one. Either way, there's going to be some similar videos that you can check out below in the video description section or in the annotation at the end screen. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on FTD Facts, and I'll see you guys next time.